Okay, and you're live.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the May Augusta, Georgia Land Bank monthly meeting. We pray that you and your family and all your loved ones are doing well during this different environment that we're in. But as technology has allowed, even though we can't meet together in person, we are blessed to be able to have Zoom, and we want to certainly thank IT for setting this up for us again this month. And we're going to get started on our monthly meeting. Just for those who may be watching, we're going to do just a quick introduction. If each of you as board members will tell who you are and your position for the benefit of those who may be watching. I'm Chris Johnson, Chief Deputy Tax Commissioner and Chairman of Augusta, Georgia Land Bank. Lisa?
Lisa Williams, Coordinator for Augusta, Georgia Land Bank Authority.
John?
I'm John Manton, Attorney for the Land Bank Authority.
Sean?
Sean Edwards, Executive Director for the Land Bank.
Lauren?
Lauren Dallas, I'm the Executive Director of Augusta Tomorrow and Board Member.
Alvino?
Alvino Ross, Chief Appraiser, Richmond County Board of Tax Assessors.
Karen?
Karen Gordon, founder of Garden City Jazz and board member.
Rob?
Rob Sherman, Director of Planning and Development.
And Maurice?
Maurice McDowell, Deputy Administrator for the City of Augusta, board member.
And we welcome anyone who is watching with us. At this time, we're going to approve our meeting minutes from April 29th.
I need to correct that. I'm sorry. It's February 19.
Okay.
Yes,
It's
apologies.
February 19th. Oh, okay, I see it now. Lisa sent out a copy. If you have not had a chance to review it, you can do so at this time. And after which, if I can get a motion from the floor to accept the meeting minutes.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly seconded to accept the meeting minutes with all the appropriate corrections from the meeting on February 19th. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Okay. At this time, we're going to look at our agenda. And we have we're going to have one item, and then we're going to actually go into executive session. Our agenda item is 2301 Wheelers Road. We have a request to accept that property as a donation. Mr. Edwards, can you fill us in, please? You're muted, Sean.
Okay, my apologies there.
Sorry.
So again, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
2301 Willis Road is a property, as Mr. Johnson stated, is available to us for donation. Property owner is tax delinquent. Typically, we would meet together and you'd be able to see our screens, but we are presently 5 years delinquent for the property with a total of $2,447.36 outstanding. It's a property that is commercially zoned right off of Milledgeville Road. Property owner is not in a position in order to be able to catch up these taxes and is willing to let the property go. So as you know, we need to make sense of anything we bring in, because once we bring it into inventory, we're responsible for it. I think the fact that it's commercially zoned in its location makes it advantageous to us. Back in January, you approved our policies and procedures, and one of those is to begin to take in property that can have an economic impact in the Augusta, Richmond County area. Majority of our inventory is residential. So when opportunities come to bring in something that is commercially zoned, it gives us the advantage of working directly with the EDA, with HCD, in other areas than just housing. And being that the property owner is not in a position to catch up the taxes, it is going to be something that continues to build as a debt to the county. I thought it would be advantageous and make the most sense that before they completely abandon it and therefore leave it to be grass that's cut or nuisance ordinance for code enforcement, that we just bring it into our inventory and start to market it. In addition, I would normally fight for the donor of the property to pay the fees of donation. This particular property owner is not in a position to be able to do that. The fees that we would typically charge actually are more than the outstanding tax balance. So outside of character and normal procedure, I would elect, because of the location and because of the fact that it is a commercially zoned property, and I think we can partner with the city department to get something done with it. But the recommendation to the board is to accept the donation with the land bank covering the cost of bringing the property into our inventory.
Any comments, questions?
Sean, do you have a map that you can show us where this is?
I can on GIS if I can get my share screen.
Or I'm trying to pull it up as well, but
And it's right there between Gordon Highway and Milledgeville Road, that little section, just before you get to Milledgeville Road. So,
Sean, I've enabled screen sharing if you want to try to do that, if you have it pulled up on your computer.
Well, you're sharing off me right now?
No, I have sharing enabled, so if you want to share a screen, you can.
Okay. You may be about to walk me through really quickly, but
There should be a share screen button at the bottom.
just hit that.
so this is the corner where the guy usually has a little food trailer. Is that right?
it's actually before you get there.
Oh, okay.
Mistaken. Yeah, because that food trailer is across from that convenience store, right?
It is.
Yeah, so it's before you get there.
Okay.
So if you're coming off of Gordon Highway, it's before you get there.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm gonna give my apologies here, I actually don't know how to get out of this basic screen that shows me the whiteboard option to be able to share my screen. It's showing that I can select desktop, but
That should be, if you have it already pulled up, then it should be an option to select the GIS window if you have that pulled up.
okay, I think I might be close.
Are you on a laptop?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, it's not going to that website. It is not going to that website. Let me not pull away from this meeting. If it is requested by the board that you have the location, I can make sure that you have that if you want to do a contingent vote upon receiving the site.
Mr. Chairman, if I might, while we're searching.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
I don't recall hearing what is the anticipated cost for the board to absorb.
It would be the cost of doing the of John doing the legal fees. John, how much would the legal fees be for?
1,400.
You're muted, John. There you go.
Now, I think it's 400.
Okay.
I'll take 1,400 if y'all want.
Well, you gotta do the title search, right?
Yeah, it's 400. With our cost and titles 400.
Yeah, because we don't have to go to court or anything like that.
Well, John, lately they've been taking from you, so this was an opportunity.
I need it. I hear you.
Hey,
Come on. Don't help me.
Chris, I pulled it
Yes,
up
sir.
and it looks like it's all in the floodplain. Do we have
Okay.
a plan for it, or?
So this is one of those where if this is not something that we can sell commercially, then we always go to engineering and check, and we can do that if the board would rather wait for us to go to engineering to do that. But so what typically happens is we have one that cannot be, that we can't do anything with it commercially or residentially, then we go and we check with engineering to see if they can utilize it.
Yeah.
If it's in the floodplain, what commercial value really exists for it?
Well, if you take a look where, and I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, you can't see it, but it's actually there with other residents and businesses right there on the thoroughfare. So it sits on the thoroughfare of Wheelers Road.
Let me, if I could, Mr. Chairman, it's a 100-year floodplain. So because it's a vacant lot, you can't build above the line. It's a business deciding to put in the amount of block in order to raise that elevation, but there are other businesses that exist within that area.
Mr. Welcher, are you trying to get my attention or speak?
I raised my hand virtually and physically. I'm just waiting to be acknowledged.
I apologize. I can't see you, but yes, you are acknowledged, sir.
All right. I'm excited about the piece. Rob's concern, I think it's legitimate. Typically, the floodplain, in my opinion, that's not necessarily a scare. Depending on exactly your type floodplain is in. Also, looking at the location of on land like that, if it was a parcel over the larger parcel, I would say that that's something you would typically move to get a topographical survey. I don't think that that's needed based on it being next to the road. I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you why I think it is of interest to HCD in partnership with the Land Bank Authority, because diagonally, I'm looking at, I came to my computer to pull up, diagonally, we're working right now in partnership with Fairview
Yeah.
Missionary Church, which is diagonal to it, and diagonally across, they have a food bank there. They own 3115 Millersville Road, as well as other properties. Currently in the process of partnering them with Sand Hills to develop on basically do acquisition rehab or rental property already. But diagonally from here is just a piece of property that they have, which eventually, we'll talk more about from a high impact, highest and best use, probably mixed use type development further down the road. So in my opinion, when you start looking at just the neighborhood boundaries of community development, and I think that this piece, if you can get it for the price, so it would be maybe there's more work to be done. Maybe there's more work to be done from a survey perspective, looking more into the flood. But from our perspective, before you move to acquire due diligence items, I think from a developer standpoint need to be done, those things that I just mentioned. But I do think that, and I agree with the director, that could be interest in this property. Maybe not right now, give us a little more time to do some more vetting, but let's at least take a look at it if we could.
Hey, Sean, did you say he wanted to quit claim it to the city or to the land bank?
Yeah, they're willing to surrender it. It was just a surrender with us covering the cost for the transfer.
So it's 2301 Wheelers?
That's correct.
Yeah. So there's nothing on it. So if they're giving it to the land bank, there's probably no way that we can get hurt by it.
Mr. Chairman, if I may ask the director, Mr. Edwards, historically, to your knowledge, what's been on that particular parcel in terms of commercial development, or what sort of business has been there historically?
That would go well past my experience with the area and contact with the owner. It's been within the family name for quite some time. I can't say that I don't have any record from what's available in GIS of an operating structure there.
I don't remember over the years, I don't remember in this well-traveled area, been by there, and probably most of you have many times, because it's wooded. I don't know that there's ever been anything there. At least I don't remember.
I
Is
agree.
this the correct property that I have pulled up here?
Correct. That is the correct property. Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Yeah, I agree with what you said, Chris. I don't recall anything being there. You know,
I
over
think
the years.
Well, I remember over the years, and I've been in Augusta for 43 years. And I've traveled that many times. I only remember it just being that vacant lot.
Is there a guardrail in the front of that parcel?
There is. Starts at the driveway and goes over the bridge.
Right, and that will be my only concern is it marketable from a commercial development standpoint? Given historically, we don't have any knowledge of what's been there outside of being a wooded area, and given the fact that it does sit in a floodplain.
You know, if it was vacant and someone wanted to put Christmas trees there at Christmas, that may be some use, but I'm not sure otherwise.
I think there's just more due diligence that needs to be done from. So
Yeah.
before you say definitely, before you say yes or before you say no, I just think, you know, another 30 days just to look at it. Like I say, you know, it doesn't hurt, especially if they already want to deed it over, but I wouldn't. There's just too many unknowns at this point. But I do think if there is a serious interest in it, then there should be an investment from the land bank to at least look into the floodplain issue, as well as have it potentially surveyed from a top. Those are.
Yeah, and I thank you, Hawthorne. We take that into consideration. So I agree with you. And for $400, to have John go ahead and do a title search on it. You know, just go back, let's go and just check and see if we have anything else out there. Let's make sure that there's not been any liens or anything of that nature. So let's just do a little research, and then John, once you've had a chance to take a look at it, Lisa, once you've had a chance to take a look at it, just update the board, and then we'll go from there.
One other comment, Chris, I was just thinking, if we did accept it, the value in it may be to sell it to a developer that wants to encroach into a wetland, and this be the trade-off. We sell it to that developer, he puts it into the land trust, and he gets to develop his land just as a value. But I agree with the comments, a little more research.
It's hard to beat for $400.
So am I hearing the making of a motion to direct staff to do more research and then to bring the item back?
Yeah, let's do that, Sean. I'll make that motion. Do you have a second?
I'll
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion's been made and properly seconded to have the director and staff research 2301 Wheelers Road and come back to the board. All in favor, aye. Opposers, nay.
Who seconded that motion? Who seconded the motion?
I think you had about 2 or 3 seconds. I don't
Yeah.
know. Pick one.
Yeah.
I heard
Okay.
Marie, but I don't know if that was right.
Okay.
I don't know who came first. We can blame it on Lauren.
Fine.
She looks guilty. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session at 2:24 p.m. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and properly seconded to go into executive session at 2:24 p.m. for the purpose of discussing a real estate matter. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposers, nay. Okay, then let's go into executive session.
All right, you may see a pop-up on your screen asking to join the room. If you see that, please click join. Okay, John, you there? Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
All right, let me try to get you back in the breakout room.
okay,
If you see a pop-up, just click join, okay?
all right.
We everybody back?
Yes.
Okay. I make a motion to go back into regular session at 2:56 p.m.
Second,
Motion been made and properly second to go back into regular session at 2:56 p.m. All in favor, aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
at this time, I will ask that all your board members would unmute so that their voices can be heard, please.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we adopt the proposal coming from the executive director regarding the said location. Help me, Sean, with the address.
400 East Boundary.
400 East Boundary, that so ordered to proceed forward.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second to move forward with the proposal by Mr. Sean Edwards, Executive Director. All in favor for the property at 400 East Boundary. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Okay. Do we have any other land bank items? Consideration. We want to thank Jeff Lewis from IT for not only setting us up, but working with us with the Zoom. And it looks like we may be able to meet in person in June. But if not, then we'll be back on Zoom. See your lovely faces on Zoom. You guys be safe, and we will talk to you later.
Stay safe out there, people.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Dallas? She's gone.